Hello everyone, Adikin here, and today I will be showing you my LEGO Battle of Starcourt Mall MOC that I've been working on for about 2 months now. I actually built a Starcourt Mall last year, but this one is more based off of the Battle of Starcourt Mall scene, rather than the shopping scene with Ellen Max like I did for the MOC that I made last year. Even though this is based off of the Battle of Starcourt Mall scene, I can of course take out some of the figures and put a few figures in the stores and have them as they were shopping, so it would be the shopping scene. But I want to keep it as the Battle of Starcourt Mall for now because I think this looks really good, and the Mind Flayer took a really long time to build, and that is honestly my favorite part of this MOC. So let's actually get started and look at the mall itself first. I went ahead and took the Mind Flayer out so that I can show you guys a better look at the mall, but I did keep the figures in their place. I didn't really want to take them out and then put them back in their original positions because that would be way too hard to figure the exact position that they were in. But I will show you guys a little bit of the custom figures that I made. Some of them were from the official Stranger Things set, but some of them I had to make custom because they didn't have an official figure for that character. So let's get right in and take a look at the first store, which is Scoops Ahoy. This isn't really a store, but it is a restaurant, I guess you could say. So inside there is a very tall ice cream cone. There is not that much interior because I wanted to keep it more to the main area, I guess you could call it. The food court, I guess. I'm really happy with how this turned out, even though it's not that much. I still think it's appropriate to have at least a little bit of interior. For the JCPenney, there is a mannequin, and there's also a counter. It's not a very big one. There's not much detail in these stores, but I did the best that I could for the space. So for the pizza place, we have an oven and a counter with the pizza on it. I couldn't really add much to this because Elle actually flipped a car onto this, so we didn't really see it for that much. For the Gap, we have another one of those counters. Once again, not much detail there. We also have a table with a few clothes on it. For the Burger King, I think this is the most not detailed store or restaurant. There's just a little counter there with a burger on it. So not much detail there, but I still think that it's appropriate to include it. For the Lego store, I went ahead and added, of course, some Lego shelves with obviously Lego sets on it. The counter is once again pretty lackluster, but thought that it was appropriate to include it. The movie theater took up most of the second story. There's not much to add here, but I didn't think there was enough room for an actual theater, but I did kind of create the lobby. So there's a popcorn and a popcorn maker, and then a little candy thing right there, and this is where you normally buy the tickets. And if you look on this side, you can see there is or at least some detail for that. Looking at the front of the main theater entrance, there is a triangle as well as two little, I forgot what they were called, but basically shows what movies are showing. There's also a movie poster right here from the Palace Cinema set. I thought that was kind of good to add because, once again, there's really not much happening in the actual lobby of the movie theater. Moving on to the last store, we have a music store. So I'm actually really like how this turned out. There's a few guitars and a microphone as well as a grand piano in the main entrance. And then right here on the counter, there is a boombox, which I thought was pretty cool to include because boomboxes were very popular in the 80s. And that's pretty much it for the stores. There is obviously a fountain too, as well as one table right there for someone to eat at. But that's pretty much it for the main mall build. Now we'll take a look at the Mind Flayer itself. Here's the build for the Mind Flayer, and I basically copied the same exact design that I had for the Shadow Monster that I built last year. I obviously changed it a little bit. Had 6 legs, added more detail to the body, but the head is pretty much the same exact build. It's a little bit shorter than the Shadow Monster, but I think it's about the same build. And I'm really happy with how this turned out once again. This was definitely the hardest thing to build in this MOC. I actually had to change the design about 75% of the way through because I realized that it would not hold because I originally used the ball joint pieces right there, but it wouldn't hold for the front 2 legs, so I had to change those to these pieces. I forgot what they were called, but it's like a more stiff piece, and it definitely holds. It holds pretty well. It does slide a little bit, and I'm not really sure that it's because of these 2 hind legs that use the ball joints, but I feel like it has to use those ball joints in the hind legs because otherwise it would just not look as good. I feel like the hind legs need to go out instead of straight. So, and that is about it for this MOC. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I certainly enjoyed building this. It was a really fun build. It took a really long time, but I'm very happy with how it turned out. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and please consider subscribing if you are new, and I'll see you guys later.